I have some huge studio upgrades that I'm excited to show you guys, but before I dive into that, I do want to address one thing that I said earlier. But instead, start small right now. Use things creatively, both from a financial standpoint and from a technological standpoint, and see where that can take us. Yes, so while this genuinely was my intent going into this YouTube series, now that I've had a few videos under my belt, I have realized I keep running into the same issue again and again, and a lot of that is due to either outdated or not the right equipment. So one thing that I have mentioned in previous videos is that the camera I'm using right now is about 10 years old. The max frame rate is only 50 FPS and the highest resolution is only 1080. So that in itself is definitely in need of an upgrade. On top of that, it's sitting on a tripod that's broken. It only extends to a certain point. And then the last part is lighting. I just wasn't getting enough light on my subject or on my set to get the effects that I was going for. And then the other huge factor that made me pull the trigger on this now rather than later was that I'm very determined to offer video production for my clients come early 2025, which at the time of making this video is just a few weeks away. So in order for me to offer the best quality I can for my clients, there's just certain things in my gear bag that I really felt I needed. And then lastly, I do just want to mention that I was able to take advantage of some great Black Friday deals this year. Some things were up to even 30% off, which for tech, that is huge. But with the prices being as good as they were, I did decide to get a couple of those extra type of items now as well. So now that the air is very clear, let's dive right into this unboxing. Alright, so first up is this Amaran P60C RGB light panel. I picked this up with the intent of using it as a hair light as well as an accent light and to do practical effects with it such as light sweeps. The next thing we have in here is the Canon EF to EOS R mount adapter. Since the camera that I'm using right now is the Canon 70D, which has an EF lens mount, I still have a lot of lenses from this old camera that work perfectly fine. So this adapter is basically going to allow me to put the EF lenses on the RF body. Also, everything so far has been from B&H. Then I got this higher capacity SD card. This is the ProGrade Digital. It's 128 gigs, and this will be a fast enough card to handle the 4K capabilities of the R5. Then I bought an additional LP battery, so that way when one battery dies, I can put a fresh one in my camera and automatically start charging the one that just died. So it's always good to have a minimum of 2 batteries in your kit. Now, like I said, my tripod was broken, so you'll see the tripod sticks that I ended up getting, but this specifically is the Sachtler Ace XL fluid head. This is the Mark II, so this is gonna give very smooth pan and tilts on the tripod, which I'm very excited for. And it does have the 75mm bowl. And then this is also the arm that came with it. And then this is the Manfrotto 520 ball. This has the 75mm ball on it, so that way the Sachtler fluid head I just showed you will fit with the tripod I got. Alright, this next package is also from B&H. So like I said, I need to upgrade my key and fill light. So this is the Amaran 100XS. It does have the Sidus link, which allows you to connect all your aperture or Amaran lights to the app. So that's super convenient to be able to quickly adjust things on set. This is going to be the fill light. This is also from B&H. This is the Manfrotto 536 carbon fiber tripod. It's very beefy, but because of the carbon fiber, it's also very light for a tripod. So this should work perfectly for being able to quickly move angles on set while also not worrying about my camera tipping over my tripod like sometimes it does now. Another box from B&H because we support the homies. This is the Canon R5C. This is a mirrorless camera. It shoots up to 8K, but in 4K it can shoot up to 120 FPS, so I'm really excited to use that feature specifically. To go from a Canon 70D to this R5C, it's gonna be incredible. And then it came with a battery, strap, charger, and then the cord for the charger. Whew. Wow. That just feels good. I am pumped to getting into using this. And then since I'm doing a lot of product videography, I really felt I wanted to get a macro lens. So this is the Canon 100mm RF f2.8 macro. I've heard amazing things about this, so I'm super pumped to try this out in a shoot. Came with the lens case, lens hood. Whew. Wow. Absolutely stoked on this. And this is the last B&H one. And then as part of a Black Friday deal on B&H, if you bought the camera, you got a free LP battery. So now I have 3 for this camera, so I'll basically never have to stop a shoot due to running out of a battery. I think that's it from B&H, so now we're gonna move on to this order from Aperture. All right, and this is the Amaran 200XS. This is what I'm gonna be using now for my key light. So it's gonna be a lot brighter than those MT Pro tube lights that I've been trying to make work. And similar to the 100X is the Sidus Link capability, so everything will be able to be controlled from the app. Okay, I actually do have one more from B&H. So since I got more lights, I needed another light stand. This is the same light stand that I featured in a previous video. The only difference is that this is the V3 versus the V2. It's by the brand iCan, and it's their heavy duty light stand. I believe this goes up to 10 feet, and so far these have been solid. Okay, apparently this is from B&H as well. I didn't realize how many separate packages they ship things in, even though it's from the same 2 orders. This is the Aperture Light Dome 3. This is what I'm gonna be using to diffuse my fill light. This one's diameter when opened up is about 35 inches, so it'll give me really nice soft light. So I'm not gonna open it up fully, but you get the idea. It's gonna attach to the Bowens mount on the fill light, right there. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's the grid. I'll have to open that up after and see what it is. And then these look like it's 2 different types of diffusion. Yeah, so the 100, I think it was the 100X specifically that I ordered from Amaran. They gave you a free Amaran Light Dome Mini. So originally I was gonna get the Aperture Light Dome Mini, but because the Amaran version came free with that light, that was a no-brainer. Unlike the other light dome that opens up to 35 inches, the Mini is 23 inches, so I'm gonna be using that to help diffuse my key light. This is from Adorama. So this is the Flashpoint Sentry C-stand, and I got the one that had the grip arm kit included because I plan on doing some overhead shots, so that should be very helpful for that. This is the black one. It also comes in chrome. So when I said that I also got some things that I was looking to get later down the line, but the deals I couldn't pass up, that's gonna be from Edelkrone. So they had their biggest sale that they've had in years. This was the thing I was talking about that was 30% off. So with the 2 things I got, I ended up saving $700 off the retail price. So that's what I meant when it just like made sense to me to get this now. So the first thing I got is the Head Plus V3 Standard. They also have it in the Pro, which the only difference there is that if you have a heavier duty cinema camera that weighs more, you would want to get the Pro version. Since I'm just using the R5, the standard version is more than enough for the carrying capacity. Wow, this is heavier than I was expecting. This has got to be a good 10 pounds maybe. All right, this thing is sweet. So what this does is this mounts to your camera, and it can give you motorized pan and tilt. So you can get some insane shots that look like you have a full-on robotics equipment. Another thing that drew me to this was you can also very easily switch this to vertical video. Essentially, if you need to quickly record a vertical shot because you're making content for both 16:9 and 9:16, it very easily allows you to swap your camera vertically so you can get that shot without having to take off plates, re-screwing things on, different mounts on your tripod. You just lose so much time during that setup. This is just gonna be an absolute beast. And then this is just some additional spare parts. I will dive into those as well. I just wanna keep everything together. And this is the Edelkrone Slider Plus V5. This is the standard compact one. All right, so here's the slider. You can mount your camera to here. You can do both manual and motorized slides. So it's gonna add a lot of production value to my shots. And the cool part is that this directly integrates with the Head Plus that I just showed you guys. So you can slide, pan, tilt, and just get such crazy cinematic shots. Again, just from a home studio is just so incredible. I really cannot wait to use this.